know what this thing is going to do once it's in the air. But yeah, I mean, it seems like everything is good to go. I can tell right now they have finished loading propellant on both the ship and booster. They just finished purging the launch tower, it seems like. So I would say they're finished at least on the ship for sure. I can't really tell on the booster because there's a lot of fog going here, but yeah, we're getting really close right now. It's time to get excited.
Absolutely. And Marcus, did anything else that we haven't already touched on jump out at you? I know you've been able to listen a little more keenly and through both John's updates on fueling as well as some of the SpaceX general commentary.
No, look, not particularly. That hasn't already been covered. They're obviously going right now through various explanations of how big the ship is and why this is important and all this kind of stuff. They've got a great animation of Mechazilla, like an animated Mechazilla coming over, walking past. So these cool sort of insights that they're sharing for those that probably aren't as closely up to speed with what this all means, which is great for the general public. This is why we want people to be interested.
Absolutely. And speaking of interested, we see, as you mentioned, the little hard to see through the venting there, but might be doing the gimbling on those center engines. A little hard to tell if there is in fact motion. Now T-minus 1 minute 27 seconds and counting. Again, they may hold at T-minus 40 seconds, but all things being equal, gentlemen, we are closing in on the last couple of minutes before Starship heads off.
They're just moving the engines now.
There you go. 10 seconds around the horn to each of you. We'll start with Marcus, then go to Zach, then to Steven. Final thoughts as we enter in the last minute of the count, quickly.
Yeah, look, I've got everything crossed. This is incredibly important, and we just need this to clear the tower. Zach, what do you think?
As we're coming up on T-minus 1 minute, when we get to T-minus 40 seconds, we'll just listen in. Last time, as you recall, we did hold at 40 seconds, but it took a few seconds for the clock to recover, so we're going to watch that. And as we press to T0, we're going to watch and listen the second test flight of Starship.
Yeah, I guess really quick. I'm excited for this. I think this is a big day. If this goes well, we're air holding.
Anticipation.
Because of the brief hold, our countdown clock is moving forward.
Still counting down.
All right, we're 10.
T-minus 30 seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5,
recycle.
4, 3. Okay, the clock is not accurate. It may actually be in a hold. Okay.
Looks like they've gone back to 41.
All right, so the hold was called. It looked like it came on, came off, and is back on again.
Looks like it. Whew.
Got me excited there for a second.
I know, we were counting down.
We're at T-minus 40 seconds in holding. We had a rapid recycle. We've not heard anything over the countdown net as the team works both first and second stages. We're going to monitor the nets here for a minute.
All right, so we are, as it appeared, in a holding pattern. Of course, just as a reminder for anyone who may have joined in the live streams here, either on the Lab Padres side or the...
Got a little bit of an update. We're continuing to hold at T-minus 40 seconds. This is the normal hold point for Starship, as we talked earlier. Sounds like we're working just late pressurization on, I believe, the second stage. Team is working it. All the other systems are on hold right now at 40 seconds. We can hold here for about 15 minutes or so before we would run out of window for this morning. So right now they're working on filling pressure vessels. And ideally we'll be able to solve this and come back and release the clock at T-minus 40 seconds. We're going to continue to listen and monitor for another few minutes.
Come on.
So hearing from John that, of course, the hold is something that they planned for, that they have time for, not infinite time.
And
As you mentioned,
it's
they
worth
have about
mentioning here that
15
don't go
minutes
away.
that
We
they
are
can
holding.
hold. So we will continue to keep eyes on, and of course, if John Isbacher pops back in with an update, we will listen to that and talk about any of the pertinent updated information. But at this point, we expect any updates from SpaceX to be obviously very pertinent to the launch attempt here. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
We're counting down.
The SpaceX count forward. Oh, we have ignition
Yes.
and liftoff of the Starship rocket on its second integrated flight test.
My gosh.
This is quite the sight as Starship takes the skies for just the second time. Let's listen in.
Go, go, go. Yes. Look at all those engines. Every one of them's on.
Now a little over a minute in flight.
Come on.
Starship continues to climb. We're looking towards booster main engine cutoff at T plus 2 minutes, 39 seconds. That'll set up the hot staging at T plus 2 minutes, 41 seconds. The milestone SpaceX was not able to reach last time. Let's see if they can pull it off this time. As the sun comes up over the horizon.
This is amazing. Amazing.
Spectacular liftoff of the Starship integrated launch vehicle for just the second time. You can still see the brightly burning Raptor engines at the bottom of the Super Heavy booster. Getting some great tracking views from our team here on the ground, toggling between us and SpaceX views.
This is just flawless.
All 33 Raptor engines are still ignited according to the SpaceX graphic here. You see there on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Now about to cross 5,000 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
Oh. That
Come
looks
on.
like it was Bico. And we appear to have a successful stage separation. The hot
My
staging
gosh.
does appear to have been successful as the Super Heavy booster, Booster 9, now making its way down for a splashdown in the Gulf of
Wow.
Mexico. Ship 25 continuing on its trajectory.
Looks like a few engines are out though.
Did they just lose the booster?
Oh,
We may have lost the booster there. Let's see. Still see a dot on the horizon there.
wow.
Now a few minutes into flight.
This is a great win, though.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, as we continue to watch this flight go on, just briefly, let's go around the horn, starting with Steven. If you could talk about what we've been able to see so far, and what are your thoughts about this flight profile at this point in time?
Really impressive. I think that seeing all 33 engines firing throughout the boost burn of the Super Heavy, that was a huge thing to see. A big step forward. Hot staging appeared to work as designed. That was really impressive. It was very obvious to see here visually, and I think they may have lost the booster. It looked like it did explode during that boost back burn, or shortly after the boost back burn. But the ship still going down range. I think I've lost a visual of it, but any update there?
Yeah, checking the SpaceX feed to see sort of where things stand. We're at T plus 5 minutes, 10 seconds. They do still have tracking views of ship from the ground traveling at a speed of about 3,800 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 90 kilometers. So ship still flying, and you can see here on your screen. It's
past 11,000.
So assuming all continues nominally for ship, we very well may see a splashdown off the coast of Hawaii, as was intended for the nominal flight profile of this part of the mission. So while we had a bit of a hiccup with the booster, and I've still got quite a bit for SpaceX to be extremely proud of. Zach, how are you feeling about, getting to see the big item that we were watching for? We saw hot staging carry on successfully, and now ship is sailing.
Man, I would say that was insanely impressive. Like, you can't ask for a better improvement on the first flight than that. Obviously, we're going to have to wait and see what the pad looks like. But, I mean, man, that booster performed flawlessly. I guess I wasn't really watching the actual live stream on SpaceX's side, but I guess they have had all 33 engines the entire time. So, man, going from having 3 engines out on the last static fire to having all 33 that time and reaching stage separation, I mean, that thing jumped off the pad. Wow. I mean, you can't really ask for a better second launch than that. Obviously, it did seem like we lost the booster, but, who cares? As long as the ship gets to continue on, at least they're getting data on the ship this time. So, I guess on my side, the only sad part about losing the booster is, I think that means that's going to push out one extra launch for when we should expect to see like the first attempt of them trying to catch the booster with the integration tower. But that's okay. We're making progress, and this is I'm sure the SpaceX team is really excited right now.
Want to note where we are in the count. It's T plus 7 minutes, 21 seconds. The next milestone that we're expecting here is Starship engine cutoff at T plus 8 minutes, 33 seconds. But by the graphic on the bottom of the SpaceX feed, it appears that all 6 engines on ship are continuing to burn nominally from our perspective. And as Steven noted, ship has crossed the Kármán line, so SpaceX has now reached space with ship for the first time. Pretty big milestone, Marcus.
Yeah, look, we're past 22,000. We're nearly there. You can see just how little propellant there is left. This is designed to only just get there. So, again, we're very curious to see if it can just get to that designated spot.
Marcus, I'm a bit out of the loop. Are they winning with the first Methalox engine to orbit?
Engine shutdown there. Hopefully it was planned. It looks like it. Sorry, Zach, what was that?
So I'm a little out of the loop. You would know this better than me. Is Starship now the first Methalox rocket in orbit, or did China beat them? I'm not sure.
China sort of had one, but this is actually arguably orbital. I've always argued this is still kind of orbital, but this is all looking great. They're just saying, yeah.
As you can tell by the excitement from the crowd here at Mission Control Center in Hawthorne. There's a great view of our Star Command Center. That's our control center at Starbase Texas. The crowd here, Mission Control Center behind us in Hawthorne. Everyone is super exciting. What a successful day this has been so far.
Well, I mean, it was supposed to be a little early, but I don't know how early. I would have thought it would have been just a little faster.
Yeah, it looked like it came about
and I mean,
8
up
minutes,
to this point,
17 seconds
major
into flight,
successful
so
milestones
just
through
about
hot
15
staging, which was
early.
the big objective today.
We'll see how much that may or may not impact the rest of the flight of ship.
So
Just awaiting
we are going to
acquisition
head
signal.
into the coast phase, planned for the next about hour and 5 minutes. We'll be returning around the T+1 hour and 15-minute mark. And that's while we're waiting for Starship to continue on to its next step for reentry. We're not totally sure what video we're going to get, and that video comes normally by overflying ground stations, but we don't have a ton along our flight path. So fingers crossed that we will get some via Starlink on this mission since we're testing that out.
Of course, we certainly hope that we'll be able to see some of those onboard views of
And also give us
Starship.
a moment. We are hearing some chatter on the net, so we're going to try to parse that for you.
Stand by for those updates. Of course, we'll pause as SpaceX briefs on the status of ship as it continues to fly. Now approaching 11 minutes into flight. Certainly a lot of excitement here at the Raptor Roost, as we certainly saw what appeared to be a very successful liftoff through staging, sailing on.
আজ তক বাংলা দেশের ভরসা এখন বাংলার ভরসা আজ তক বাংলা দেশের ভরসা এখন বাংলার ভরসা